Hey playa, you might be wondering how this can help you ask out your crush. Well, in this video, I'm going to share a few tips on how you can start that conversation, ask them out, and get that spinner spinning between you and your crush.
This is the Just Beats, you're watching the Just Beat.
Get that spinner spinning. Man, that was cheesy. Anyway, fidget spinners are super popular right now. There's no denying that. But I noticed that the hype that now exists around this used to exist around these. When I was in high school, yo-yos were actually the in thing. They had somehow rose back to popularity, and there were two sides of people that developed, those that really liked them and those that really hated them. And when it comes to fidget spinners, there seems to be the same two types of crowd developing. People either really love playing with them or they detest them with every fiber of their being, which is actually going to work in your favor here. Back when I was in high school, I used to be part of the pro yo-yo side. I used to carry this around with me everywhere I went. And I just also happened to have a crush on a girl that I was just too nervous to talk to. We both just happened to ride the same bus together, but I never really approached her to have an actual conversation. The only time I really talked to her was having little tidbits of conversation here and there. So one day I just happened to be sitting there with my friends when I saw my crush sitting across from me chatting with her friends. I kept telling my group all about how much I really liked her and wanted to talk to her, so one of my friends said, "Why don't you just go do it? Do it right now. Just walk on over, start a conversation, even if you don't know what to say." And I thought, that's crazy. I can't just walk on over as I was standing up and started walking on over. I didn't really give myself a chance to process it at all. I just started walking on over, and before I knew it, I was standing there in front of her friends as they were all staring back at me. I was totally caught in the moment and had absolutely no clue what to say until it finally hit me. I looked at everyone in the group and said, "All right guys, I have a question. Me and my friends have been debating this, but I want to get your opinions on it. What do you guys think about yo-yos? You like them or you hate them?" You see, basically what I did here was take something that was popular and create two sides of it, people that like it and people that hate it. And I personally believe this is exactly what you can do with fidget spinners. Some people are all about them and some people just detest them with every fiber of their being, but it doesn't really matter. The goal here is to find out where your crush stands so you can use that as a way to talk to them. As the people in her group started to share their thoughts, I decided to ask my crush specifically what she thought, and she told me, "Well, I think yo-yos are pretty cool." So that prompted me to sit on beside her and tell her, "All right, you're pretty cool, you're on my team." And I think just like I did with yo-yos, you can do the exact same thing with fidget spinners. But what do you do if your crush says that they hate fidget spinners and you're over here like... If that's the case, I would just turn it into a playful joke and say something like, "You see, this is why you and me could never be friends. But you seem like a cool enough person, so I'm willing to get to know you better." And then from there, you can just sit right down next to them and continue talking to them as if they had said they liked it anyway. From there, I was now part of their group joining in on the conversation, and this is something you can do too, whether you continue talking about fidget spinners or switch the conversation to something else. The whole goal was for you to get closer to your crush. In my case, I kept talking to my crush and everyone else in the group until I started to notice that they were breaking off into their own conversations, leaving me to talk to my crush alone. And the reason why I was able to isolate my crush one-on-one was because I did these three things. I first told the group why I was talking to them in the first place. I then sat down with them so that I wouldn't hover over them and make them feel weird. And then I transitioned to other conversation topics, so we didn't run into any awkward pauses or silences. So if you're in that situation and the conversation about fidget spinners just ends up dying, try to talk about anything else that you want. I've even put together a list of 20 icebreaker conversation starters which you can check out and download and read and use those in practice. In my case, since my crush said that she liked yo-yos and I played off the narrative that we were on the same team, I continued to talk to her and eventually told her that I thought she was pretty cool and I would love to hang out with her sometime. So from there, I asked for her phone number and things evolved into her eventually becoming my very first girlfriend. I personally believe that this little item right here could be your golden ticket to finally asking out your crush. So, what do you think? Are you going to use a fidget spinner to talk to your crush? Leave your comments below and we'll talk about it. If you're interested in hearing the full story as to how she became my girlfriend, definitely check out the video over there on the side. You know, once I saw that fidget spinners were starting to go mainstream, I knew they had to have a better and deeper purpose than just collecting Batman versions of them. So, hopefully you can use the fidget spinner opener to start talking to your crush. Let me know how it goes, guys. As always, love and peace.